Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, let's go. Kevin here, top 1 financial advisor and best-selling author. We are here to talk about the stock market. Now, normally on this channel, we talk about investing. It is literally what is on my hat. However, today we're going to talk about a car buying tip that I came across that helped me save $16,000 about 2 hours ago. So this is a very fresh tip, something I did not know and I don't think enough people know about. But you know, investing is one thing, but there are other parts of your financial life that can impact your investments. It's not the only area I'm versed in. We talk about budgeting, we do talk about credit scores. It's just investing is just the most fun to me and most fun to y'all. But this is one that's extremely important because if you are buying a car, whether you buy in cash like I have, or you're somebody who takes on a car payment, I mean, that's a significant part of your investing budget, and not investing $500 or $600 or $700 a month because of going to a car can impact where you could or should be with your portfolio. Now, I'm not going to get into the right or wrong about buying in cash versus getting a payment. That is a conversation for another day. Now, in my experience, I have done cash only every single time, always bought used cars. And my philosophy is I look for two main things. I look for what is the most reliable and what is the cheapest to fix. Not the cheapest car, what is the cheapest to fix. Those are two separate things. And in most cases, not all, that tends to be Toyota and Lexus, they're the same company, and Honda and Acura. That's also the same company. That's just where, when I look at most reliable cars and the cars that get over 200,000 miles, it tends to be those for whatever reason. Okay, now in this case, for me, the last car I bought was in 2020. Got lucky and found a 2008 Lincoln MKZ for like 60,000 miles, and it was like less than $10,000. It was a really easy car to buy for that low mileage. I still don't have 100,000 miles on it today. It's been 3 years, and it's really cheap to fix, and I haven't had any issues. But should I have issues, which I pray I don't have, it's easy to fix a Ford. It is not super difficult. You get literally anybody to get a Ford fixed. But here's the thing. My wife's car went out about 2 weeks ago. She had a Lexus GX 460, and it was over 230,000 miles. It was its time. We did all we could, and it had to go, right? And we got 2 kids. We cannot just be in one car. I got places to be, the kids got places to be, she got places to be, okay? So we're looking at cars. I go and test drive a car today. I said, all right, I think this is fine enough. And I go into the deal and say, look, I need a pre-purchase inspection. Can I take this car and go get it inspected by somebody I know and trust? In this case, it was an Acura dealership. They said, yeah, sure. See you in 2 or 3 hours. So I take the car, go to the dealership, paid $209.38. Okay? Spent the 2 hours, spent the $200, and they came back with a long list of things that needed to be repaired on this car. When you add up everything, it was a transmission issue. For those that may not know, that's the thing that helps the car go forward and backwards. It's one of the worst things to happen if your car goes out, and one of the most expensive things. And all the repairs together cost $6,000 if I had bought that car. With the addition of the price of the car, which is around $10,000, we're looking at about $16,000, almost $17,000 in savings because I said no. That is the power of a pre-purchase inspection, by having a second, third-party person, dealership, whomever, that wasn't the person that was selling me the car, to go through everything and tell you whether or not the car is worth it, but most importantly, if you were to buy it, what you should look out for. Anytime you are buying a used car, you're not going to have all the information that the person selling you the car is going to have. Now, if you ask me, why would anybody be selling a car that has that level of issues? That's not my question, right? They got to figure that out for themselves. But you can save a lot of money by just spending that money up front, having someone to check out the car in advance before you buy and before you go down that road. Because imagine, I would have paid the $10,000 in cash and then turned around a month, 2 months, 3 months from now, and then had a $6,000 issue, or had to pay $5,000 or $6,000 to avoid a major issue down the line. So that is something that I found out enough people don't do. I've had several people, whether it's in a Facebook group or in person, say, look, I just bought this car, 8 weeks later it broke down. I'm like, well, first of all, I wouldn't have bought X brand, right? Because they're not known to be reliable, but people do it. So I wanted to get out here and just tell you, that's just how I've done it. I haven't run into any super issues with the car, and that is because I do those pre-purchase inspections, and I usually start off with quality. The exact same way that when I start to invest, I don't invest in something that's already down 30 or 40%. I want to start off with quality and something that's moving in the right direction, and we're just trying to coast and ride that wave instead of buying something and hoping that it works out in our favor. The other thing too, pay attention to how many miles are on a car. It depends on what type of car you're looking at. But if you buy a car with like 150,000 miles, don't do that. Try not to do that unless that's the only thing that's in your budget. And that's because a car's lifespan, depending on who drove it and how many people drove it and how they drove that car, it's not going to last that long. And for some people, you may be thinking, well, these are super basic tips. I'm telling you, from the stuff I've seen, everybody doesn't know that. Okay, some people just buy it because they like the car, it was their dream car, and it was affordable, and the payments were palatable. That's just what some people do, right? Or the sound system was great, which is what I do. But these are the things you absolutely want to pay attention to, because a major car payment or a major mistake with a car that can cost you thousands can really throw off your entire financial plan in the short term. There are some people that have had to take out a savings significantly to do this. Other people had to take out their 401k or take a 401k loan to get their car repaired or to get a new car, which obviously is going to impact where you could be had you left that money invested in the market, especially in a year where the market is up 15%. So you definitely want to pay attention to those and avoid it. Pre-purchase inspection, best $209 I've spent so far this year. Every car that we do this year, we're going to do that pre-purchase inspection. Yes, it can get expensive, so I'm trying to be as selective as I can as I'm picking. I don't want to spend $1,000. I don't want to spend $1,000 on pre-purchase inspection as I look at 5 cars. I don't. But would I rather spend $1,000 and make sure that every car we look at is legit, or gamble, shoot the dice, and pick one and then have a $3,000 bill right around the corner that I wasn't expecting? Right, so you definitely got to be careful. So that's my tip. I will continue updating y'all when and if we find the right car and let y'all know here pretty soon. But that's a tip to save me $16,000 today. Just had to throw it out there because, again, I see way too many people that don't do this and didn't know it existed. All right, that's it for me. Tomorrow we're going to talk about investing. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.